morning. I'm now starting to put the coatings on the vehicle. Before I do the paintwork, I'm going to do the glass, and the side rear glass is going to be done in this product. It's Soft 99's Glaco DX, and although the instructions, like the packaging, comes in Japanese, it's actually got the English instructions there. Not used this product before, but I've seen John at Forensic Detail using it, so if it's good enough for him, it's good enough for me to try. So basically, you take the lid off. It's got a protective lid that comes with it that screws on. Remove the lid, prime the pad, and then basically just using some pressure to get the product out onto the pad, you just spread it around the glass. In a crosshatch. To ensure that we get full coverage. And then we're going to leave it to dry for 5 to 10 minutes. And then we're going to buff the residue off with a clean cloth. And anything that's left you can remove with a damp microfiber, or so I believe, but we'll find out when it's all done. The front windscreen I'm going to be ceramic coating with Geon View. I'm sure I called it Sure the other day, which is a bloody deodorant. So we're not going to be deodorising the windscreen. It's Geon View I'm using on the front screen. But this apparently is really hydrophobic. Seals the glass because it's already been polished. If you haven't machine polished the glass, Soft 99 also do a matching product for this that you can polish your glass with first. The glass has to be super clean for it to grip the glass properly and to do its job. So I'm going to go around the other side of the car now. As you've seen, it's took a couple of minutes to coat it. It'll take longer than that to remove the residue, but they should be sealed then. I'm going to do the windscreen in the View, and then I can start coating the paintwork. I'm going to be using the Geon Synchro product that I've been using recently. Find it really good. Yes, it takes longer to apply, but you can actually feel the difference. It's a good product. So this is going to have 4 coats of 2 of mauve and 2 of skin over the next 2 days. I still haven't got onto the steps yet, but once this is coated and I'm letting the first coat cure, I'll get onto the steps. So anyway, that's the side glass all coated, and I'll see what it's like to remove the residue. But apparently it's a really good product. I mean, I've used a tiny amount. I don't know if you can see that. Tiny amount. Should do quite a few cars, I would have thought. I thought I'd give it a try. It's not expensive. I think it's got about a 6-month life, could be longer, but we'll see. It's all about what you use to clean it, how often you clean it. Each time you clean a car, you remove some of the protection. So ideally, you don't want to be cleaning your car any more than once a month, longer if you can. and then you'll keep the shine longer. So anyway, I'm going to get on to the other side of the glass and then get on with the paintwork. See you later. Right, I'm just going to start applying the Geon Repel on the windscreen. It's dead easy to do like any other ceramic coating, but I thought I'll show you anyway. So basically you just load your applicator as per normal, then stand on something very tall, and it runs out really quick. Load it again. One thing I will say, don't go very far. Right, that's the one side done. I'm going to leave that for a few minutes to go off. I'm going to bring my ladders round and do this side. This will have 2 coats of this. Now, this I would say is about a 30, well it's 20 millilitres. So you wouldn't get a full car out of this, not with a windscreen this big. But as you know, I've already done the side windows in another product. But 30 mil, 2 coats on a screen this side, it's probably going to be done. So I just thought I'd let you know. But it's as easy as that. Apply it, let it go off, wipe the residue off. You can coat the wiper blades as well if you want to, which I will do. So that's about it. Not very exciting, but just showing again how it's done. As long as you know what you're doing, or you've got half a brain, you can do it. It's not hard. Right, see you later. It's a great product, but it does go off quite quick, especially on a day that's so humid like today. The product's separating virtually as I apply it. They do sell this Synchro as a do-it-yourself product, but I would think if you've not applied any ceramic before, it could be tricky if you try to do too much. So as I've just done, like that little wing I've just done in 2 sections, and I advise anybody else that's just starting out with it to do the same. I've been using it for a while now and I know what it's going to do, but it does start bonding as soon as it hits the paint, but already it feels so slick. Really good product, but it's time consuming because this is a 2 base coat of the Mows and then 2 coats of skin, so it is a time consuming product to apply, but the results I've found are really good. So as about durability, you know, they do say up to 50 months, but that's of course how it's washed, what products are used to wash it, you know, and all these factors go into it, and based on 1 wash a month. In today's environment, I'm not sure that it'll last that long, but time will tell. I've only been using it for about 4 or 5 months, and obviously I'm not seeing the maintenance washes regular enough to, you know, in 6 months I expect it to still work. So we'll see over a long time and see how it gets on. But I have faith in it, else I wouldn't be using it. You know, I do watch some of the American detailers that use it and they rave about it, so that's where it all come from originally. Although the products really have come from Japan, I think, the ceramic side of it. But just be careful when you're using these ceramics. You know, if you do it slowly and follow the instructions, there should be no trouble. And you know, the budding detailers that follow some of my work, I'm sure that you've had experience with ceramics, so you would understand what I'm on about. Right then, I'm going to get back to work. There's a lot to do, so I'll see you later. Well, we're pretty much done on the paintwork. It's had its second coat of Mows this afternoon, so today has just been windows and paintwork, ceramic in, and then I've gone on to the side steps, which I'll show you shortly. But overall, I'm very pleased with the outcome of this car. You know, it was a bit frightening when it come in because the paint readings were low, and in some places they was really low, but I've still managed to get a finish that I'm proud of. Really pleased, and I'm sure Lee's going to be you know, really pleased with it as well. So I'm going to leave this now overnight, and then tomorrow it's going to have the Geon skin applied over the top. But pretty much that's what it's going to look like. I don't think it's going to look any glossier than it does right now. I'll get a better walk around when it comes out into the shop, so I can get some distance to get the whole car in. But looks lovely. I think the wheels, now they're black gloss, opposed to the grey that they were. I think it looks a lot better, more sporty, and Prestige have done a good job of those. I'll show the calipers off well. Right then, I'm gonna get on with the side steps. Right, this afternoon, while I was waiting, well, earlier on really, I was waiting for the first coat of mows to go off, and I started preparing the passenger side step. Now there's not a lot wrong with the passenger side, so basically I've just scotch-brighted it, give it a good rub down, degreaser. I've cleaned all the grit out that was in the inside that strip, and so I've cleaned all that, polished the strip, and then attacked it with a green Scotch Brite pad. So these are now ready to have the Raptor put on, and now I've stood them up back to back so that I can paint them without them falling over. So, and I think tomorrow I'm going to remove the cars out the shop so I can paint them. I'm not going to do it now, I'll leave it till tomorrow. I've still got other things I can do just to finish off on the Range Rover, but tomorrow I'll be painting these. It'll give it a couple of days then to harden off before I refit them, and they can have the collection later this week. Now there are little bits on the underside, but nothing that makes me think that I need to strip it. You know, the underside isn't on show like the tops, so it's the tops I've concentrated on. But I have scotch-brite everything so that the Raptor clings to it. So tomorrow we'll be hitting it with a Raptor, see how they come out. Right then, let's go and find something else to carry on with. At the bottom I got really from about 2 foot was the finish that I wanted for the steps. Now I suppose I better show you the can. It's a 2K paint, which means there's an activator in the paint can. Now when you get the can, there's a little red button that comes in the top of the can, and underneath the can is a nozzle. You fit the knob to that and then belt it onto something to break the seal inside, which releases the activator into the can of paint. Then you need to vigorously shake it for 5 minutes to get it all to mix together, and then you can go ahead and start painting. Now what I will say is the can don't last 5 minutes, and I mean it comes out quick, and the first can emptied really in 4 coats. Now at 2 foot away from the panel, which is about that distance, obviously you're getting a lot that's just going into fresh air, but it's given me the finish that I want. Just not the coverage, because I used a whole can really just doing a cover coat, so 1 can isn't going to go that far. But it was quite pleasantly surprised by, you know, the way that it works. Now I've just got to do the other can. I'm letting this go off for 10 minutes before I carry on and fill in the bits. And I thought I'll try and show you it going on. You'll have to excuse me camera skills, as you know, I'm crap, but you know, I did want to show how it's done. Obviously I masked off the strips, as you know, and I shall be peeling that off after about, I'll let it go off for about 5 minutes, and then I'll peel the masking off once I'm happy with the coverage, because this stuff sets like concrete and I don't want to have trouble getting the masking off if I leave it overnight till tomorrow. So very shortly and just watching it, you know, till I think it can take another coat. I'm going to activate the can. The can, once it's activated, you've got about 60 minutes, an hour, to actually use it before it goes off in the can. So push it on the floor, breaks the seal. That's now activated the, or broke the seal inside, and we're mixing it together. So my main concern with the driver's side one, and I wanted good coverage on that. So here we go. And as you can see, it comes out really quickly. And don't expect all the health and safety people onto me for not having a respirator on. Just remember, it's not my first rodeo in a paint shop. And I'm 64 now, it ain't killed me yet. Just making sure that I've covered all the areas that I wanted to. And I've included the plastic covers because, like I say, I think that's enough. Now it's a shame that the rest of the can is scrapped, because there's about half a tin left, but there's no point in just putting it on for the sake of it when they look good enough. So quite pleased with how they look, and they should look good on the card. So I'm going to give it 5 minutes, and then I'm going to peel the tape off and then leave them to cure overnight. But basically, upol Raptor, I think I'll be using it again, especially if it goes as hard as they say it does. So that's about it. We'll see what they look like tomorrow. Right, it's the next morning, and we'll have a look at these steps now. Really pleased with how they've come out. You can see the grain. I have to say, they look like brand new. I'm impressed with the product, although it does use a lot of product. So it can be quite costly to use, but if it does what it says it does, then it's worth every penny. I'm looking forward to having them back on the car now. I'm just going round the car for the second time with the skin. So this will have had 2 mows, 2 skin, and should have some decent protection. So I'm just going to crack on, finish off. I've done all this side, the bonnet, the bumper, just on the rear bumper and tailgate, and go down the other side. But looking good. Once this is finished, I'll put the steps on, I think. Can't wait to see them. Right, see you shortly.